Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate to you how you're able to deploy your Dockerized Laravel application on the AWS EC2. And this application has some few endpoints or APIs for serving different purposes. I have done a video before demonstrating how you can Dockerize your Laravel application. So here is a video that I have done. So if you want to understand how you can Dockerize your Laravel application, I will leave this link on the description section. And after this video, I received a lot of requests on how people they can deploy Dockerized application on the live server. And today I'm going to take you through how you're able now to achieve it. So this is the application that we are going to Dockerize. It is running my Docker, as you can see. I have quite many Dockerized applications, but we are going to Dockerize this, or to deploy this Dockerized application. So from my IDE, these are the endpoints that I have, and this is the application. I have already pushed this application to GitHub in my repository. So if I go to my repository, we're able now to see this is the application that we are going to deploy. And one of the advantages of Dockerizing your application is save your time in terms of setting up your environment for the application to run. So you'll find that the moment you're able now to Dockerize the application, you don't have to worry on how you can set up your environment, the PHP version, the libraries that you need, having the compose and all that. So you don't have to worry about that. And we are going to see how it's easy to deploy a Dockerized application comparing with the other normal way of implementing Laravel application. So this is our application that we are going to deploy, and we are going to deploy it on the AWS EC2 instance. So I have logged into my AWS console and I have a learning instance. I want to start or create new instance for this project. So just launch the new instance. I will call it Docker Laravel app. Let me and tags, yeah. Then I will use the Amazon Linux server. The default is the free tier. Then I'll go with the T2 micro. Then here I will use let me create another one to make sure that I have this keep here with me. So let me call it doc app deploy. Then let me create it. Then from there, on the security section, you use the default VPC. Let me add public IP address for my instance. On security, the default, but I'm going to change this one. I'm going to add more permissions, and one of them is I use TCP to be able now to access our Laravel application with the specific IP address and ports. So here our application is landing on port 9061. So I'll come here and add this portage, and then from there the source will be NA, because this is a public application. It will be consumed by the public or other applications, so it need to have public access. Then yeah, I understand that. So from there we can launch our instance. There we are. Our instance is launching. It will take like some few seconds for it to start. We have our key pair already, so let's go to our key pair, and then let's type partial to be able to access our instance. And now it is learning. We can check the permissions that we have in our security group. So in our security group we have two permissions. One is for the SSH to enable SSH connection, and the other one is the custom TCP to enable accessing our application with the IP address and the ports. So we can now connect to our instance. Let's go connect to our instance through SSH. Then here we copy this, we go to our partial, not pasting, let's copy it again. Yes, we want to access it. Now we are in our instance. Here we learn some few commands, and we'll first start by installing our Docker in our instance. So we can have this one. Before this one, we can start by updating our instance to make sure all the libraries are up to date. Sudo yum update our server. This ensure that the server is up to date. Good. Then from there, let's have this and install a Docker in our server. We only need to install two things: Docker itself and also Docker compose file. We already have a Docker in the server. The other one is starting the Docker. So let's start our Docker. Let's check the status of our Docker. It is learning, so we have a lot Docker in our system. So stop here. The next thing is enabling our Docker to start on boots. So let's have this command. There we are. It will start upon rebooting our application automatically. So then let's see the version of our Docker that we have in our machine. Docker v. We have Docker version 24. We are done with the Docker. So the next step is installing the Docker compose. So let's have the Docker compose. Haven't copied. Let me export this, and actually starting from here. And copy this. It's not pasting. So let's have this. Yeah, it is now installing a Docker Compose. There it is. The other thing is giving it required permissions. Don't know what is not copy and paste. Okay, there we are. Then let's check the version of Docker Compose. Yes, we have version 2 of Docker Compose. Lastly, these are the commands we're going to learn later. So even this one, yeah. So we already have Docker in our EC2, and also we have Docker Compose. So the next thing is navigating to the roots. So let's go to the roots. I think up there we have okay. You don't have that root www HTML because you don't have any server engine like Nginx, Apache, because we are learning a Dockerized application, so you don't have to worry about setting all those. But if you are learning several applications, you need to set up a certain server or a certain service that will give you reverse proxy services like Nginx, so that we're able now to root or to deploy many applications with the different domain names, and routing and directing those domain names to the correct application that the user want to access. So we are already in the vam. Let's go to okay command. Not sudo, it is cd val. So you don't have this one. Yeah, so we can now clone our project at this level. So we need to install a git in our application, so that we're able now to clone it from the so install git. So this is the, yeah, we have the gits, so you can see the git version that we have in our machine. Yeah, so let's try to clone it. Yeah, good, we are good to go. So so that is the my username. The password is the token that we are going to generate. So let's come here and have the token. On settings, and we go to developer settings. We generate a token. So we have a token here. Yes. So give it a name. Let's call it doc token. Then we want to access the repo. That is enough. Let's go and generate the token. So let's have the token here. And so yeah, good that I've cloned our project. So if I come here, we have the project here. So cd level, so ll So here we have the application. So this is the mistake I made. Sudo build. Yeah, so now it is building application. It is now building application. It will take like some few seconds to finish installing all the libraries, the PHP version, the composer. So that's we're able now to just run your application without setting up much of the things that we do when we run the normal application with the Apache Nginx and other tools that we need to have in place. Okay, good. So now we can learn Docker compose detach. This make it to learn on the background. So even if I close this video, it is still learn. So Docker app sudo. I'm forgetting sudo Docker compose app detach. Great. Let's now see the containers that are running. Docker ps sudo Docker ps. We have these three containers that are running. As you can see here, we have this one for phpMyAdmin, we have another one for MySQL, and we have another one for our application, and it is served by these ports. That's why we enable this on the security group, and then can be accessed with any IP address. So if we go to our browser, we pick the IP address for this server, so we can get it here. Let me go back to the EC2 instance. This is the IP address. So I just want to copy it. Then I want to close this guy. Close that one. Close this. Then let's come here and type it. Then with our port 961, we should now be able now to access our Laravel application. there's an issue. Yeah, it is listening to the application. So let's learn docker sudo docker exact but we copy the container ID. Sudo docker exact. We copy our written ID. Then from there we can do composer updates within our container. So we are updating the composer. There we are. We can refresh and see what we'll get. It's giving permission, so we can give this lang this command. So let's have this. Let's go to the application. So this is Laravel, yeah. Then lang that command, and then we clear cache. Let's see what is here. Okay, good. So let's go back. Then instead of running composer update, we learn that one. Yeah. So let's go there and refresh. Go to access this APIs that we have. So not the whole of it. Another part, yeah. There we are. So we have our application running on the live server served by this IP address and these ports, and as you can see, it's the same. It's only the only thing that is different is the IP address on the local and the IP address on the server. So then from there you are able now to configure this one through the root 53 for the name solution. That is for the domain name solution, and you're able now to access your application through a specific kind of a domain name. So guys, that's how you're able now to deploy your Dockerized Laravel application. And thank you very much for watching. We have learned together, and remember to subscribe, share, and also click the notification icon to be able now to be receiving more updates once I do new videos. So guys, thank you very much.